Ooh. Welcome to another video in the Vacation to the Rocky Mountains in 2019 with my family series. If you haven't seen all the other ones, I don't remember how many there are. Anyways, you can click the link up here and then you can watch them all in like a playlist that I put together. So yeah, with that, let's get into it. I really don't know how to classify this part of the trip because like it wasn't a hike, we weren't driving, it wasn't an overlook that we just stopped at. Well, it kind of was, but like not really. It was kind of just like all of us hanging out in a section of Rocky Mountain National Park with no really plans or intentions. You see, when we got to the park, we went to one of the visitor centers to just kind of like look around and see what they had to offer. And we were informed by one of the rangers there that the entire western half of the park we couldn't get through from the main road, which is called Trail Ridge Road. And that's because it was apparently covered in snow. This is the picture of the visitor center that they showed us at that time, and this is what it's supposed to look like. I'm honestly not sure why they didn't let us go there. I mean, like, I think we could have gotten there perfectly fine. The only other way to get to the western half of the park would be to go around, and that would take about 3.5 hours, as opposed to the 1.5 hour to get just straight across. So logically, we just decided we'll stay on the east side of the park so that way we don't have to spend an entire day driving there and back and then not really have any time to see anything on the western half. So given the information that we couldn't go along that road that would be much faster, we did what any other logically rational person would do, and we drove along that road as far as we could until they stopped us. Once they stopped us, we got out of the car and walked along the road even further and then had a snowball throwing competition down a mountain, but we'll get to that later. On our way up that road, there was a bird that apparently thought we didn't know how to get there, so he was just kind of leading us the whole way. Like, I don't know if he realized there was a road that we already knew how to follow. I don't know, maybe he was just trying to be helpful, but yeah, there was a bird that kept leading us and then eventually followed us, so I don't know if he got lost. Long story short, very fun experience. Once we drove to the farthest point we could, we kind of parked and then got out and looked around and we were like, oh hey, there's a pretty cool sledding hill. So we got out the sleds that we found at the Airbnb that we had rented for the week and decided to go sledding. I'm gonna be honest, I was terrified to go down the thing. I'm not sure why though, because previously all 3 of my siblings had done it and they all survived, thankfully. So I'm not sure why I was scared, but I was definitely scared to death to do it. While we were there, I also found the perfect spot to do my yearly vacation jump, so I did that. Thankfully I didn't die. Vacation jump 2019, success. After we did some sledding and jumping off of cliffs, we decided to go past the road closed sign into the no car land, but on our feet, so we weren't breaking any rules. We hiked for a little bit, and then one spot we saw that it went on for a long distance and nothing new really. So we just kind of stopped there and decided to have a snowball throwing competition. Once we were done with the snowball throwing competition, apparently my family made a little snowman that I had no idea about. I must have been like busy throwing more snowballs down mountains. I don't know. So that's all for today's video, where we learned that sometimes road closures can cause enjoyment of throwing snowballs down mountains and sledding down hills and jumping off rocks. Hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure you hit subscribe and do all the good things like watching the video and enjoying it. as well as hitting some bells while you do. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Also, I was this far into the video and I just realized that this picture has absolutely nothing to do with that part of the trip.